What's up, y'all? It's your boy Gremlin back again at Clanime, where we talk, debate, and relate anything and everything anime. This my boy Spaz. I'ma let him introduce himself. I just gotta say, I think we started together because we've been together.
Boy Spaz, your favorite Gen 1 at this point, you know, Gen 1 starter for Clanime. Been around, been here, been down, been up and down.
You've been with me since Square One Entertainment. We had a lot of fun together, man.
Yo.
But today, the goal is to go through Ishura, which I believe is one of my top battle royales that I've ever seen. And I just love it. But they bring so much heat that everyone you get close to dies.
Yep.
So you can't really power scale.
You can't. There's times where you get attached and you lose them, and there's times where you think you're gonna lose them, so you don't get attached, and you think, man, maybe I should have gotten more attached. And that brings you the rewatch value that you need sometimes in a good anime, not just a battle royale anime, but something you want to rewatch.
And I can definitely rewatch Ishura every time. Every episode has a plot for two people.
I'm watching it right now.
And one of them always dies. Yeah, full disclaimer, guys, we are going to just be running our opinions and predictions just based on what we saw from every character. If they are still alive, they're probably going to be ranked pretty high. You've not seen Ishura, you need to watch it before you even jump into this video, because we will ruin it.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Sojiro, we gotta say it, man.
I mean, episode
first jump, bro. First jump.
He just comes in, and how does this sword look so useless? But
a training sword.
Goodness.
It's a bamboo stick.
I mean, it could have been a rusted toothpick.
It's gonna kill you.
He's gonna find the spot. He's gonna look in.
That's his power is.
Yeah, he's gonna find what he needs. Your heart could be in your toe. Your heart could be in your head.
He finds your weak point. That's literally his ability.
It's a jumping gun there.
Yes, but
just like the bandits thought they were gonna jump down.
I gotta bring up the heat in order to explain how Sojiro just stole my soul. He was sitting there fighting with a wooden sword against the bandit that doesn't want to be called a sword. They were all showing off their skills, and Sojiro just stood there. Bro!
I mean, it's clearer than watching him, you know, when he's riding down the side of the giant golem and is like, I'm gonna find this weak spot tactic.
He was fighting Shock, and he said, I can see everything in a battle. He doesn't have the sense of clairvoyance, but he does have
combative.
He has fighting intuition. He's not going to lose. For me, I put him very, very high A because I gotta know what's going on.
Yeah, how high are we going? Are we gonna have the S's?
We're doing S's.
Are we going above
We're
S's?
doing S's.
Because if we're gonna have an A+, I don't know if he's S yet. I think we're gonna find out by...
There's some... For right now, for the video, we will put him right at the top of A.
Yeah.
And we will continue the list and see what happens.
Yeah, because someone else can move him down. Someone else that we don't think he could beat could obviously move him down.
We got your favorite that you're gonna go. I call him the drive-by. Alus, the star runner, man.
I've got so many opinions.
I was telling somebody at work. I just gotta ask real quick. How you gonna be the master of like three overly godly weapons, and you just know how to do drive-bys?
Have you ever been playing a video game and you did all the work for somebody to come by at the end and take that from you? Alus is the #1 guy to hit you in the back right when you thought you were fighting someone else. Black Dragon wasn't enough. And he had to go and military general.
Sniped him.
Dishonorable.
You need to let him know you were on the way, bro.
Yeah.
And you the only dragon I know that needs goggles. Okay, dude.
He couldn't drive a convertible. Has so much potential. He's easily.
I'm putting him in a C.
Oh my god.
I gotta say, yes, I get his feet, but his feet was a drive-by, bro.
On all three occasions.
I thought he was gonna be cold when he was going against.
I had good hopes.
When he was going against all the dragons, and then he had the whip, the sword, and the sniper. I was like,
and then the list kept going. You've got so many
into it,
yep.
and the dude gets shot straight through the heart, and then kills the little blind girl in the head. Lost all respect for him. Don't kill the blind girl, man.
Anime 2025 awards around, we got to be talking about these must protect characters. And Alus, I feel like, doesn't respect
dishonorably, I'm giving him a C.
Yeah, that's the best I can.
It's still passing, but I hope he does not go further in the series.
I would have loved for him to be gone.
Might be the one we gotta look up. I have a feeling I already know who it is. It's Tue Kagazume no Yuno. It is the girl that Sojiro saved right at the beginning of the season.
So she is the word arts girl who's supposed to be. She's supposed to be almost prodigy-like in her hometown. But remember, her hometown gets torn up by this large golem, which we get to later. A popular girl in school wants to learn from her. So we know that she's at least applicable to the story.
She's a prodigy.
Yeah.
But
for her hometown.
Yes. She was scared. Like she's timid.
She's still
timid.
very, very teachable. She doesn't believe in herself.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
And then Sojiro is still protecting her.
But she's got potential. But I mean, C is, I think it's a good spot.
Asia Kanaru Hargant. That's your old man, I believe. I think that's the one.
Is that the general?
That's the general that got sniped.
The one by Alus, the Star Runner, since day one.
He was his nominate. He was the one.
A prequel story in a flashback of Alus to where he has known.
Came and asked him.
He's known the Star Runner longer than we have.
Yes, and
so
then the Star Runner. So with the drive-by, I'm literally telling you, this is when I was like, all right, cool. It was the backflash.
Yeah.
Alus did a drive-by and knocked everybody out around the general.
Made the general feel like a crazy person.
And he made a deal with him where the general would supply the funds for the tournament of champions.
And he kind of
backflipped it.
Yeah, he kind of stole some glory in the middle of that.
I feel like Alus shouldn't have been a dragon. Alus should have been a basilisk. He's a snake, bro. I'll just say this. Anyways, general.
Yeah, we gotta keep falling back on him because this is season 1. These are still season 1 characters.
Alus wouldn't have sniped him in the back of the head and actually played fair. Do you think the general had a chance?
I think Alus saved his life, but old man didn't ask him. There's a pride aspect in every man's heart where they're in this moment where if I didn't ask you to save me, I'm going to have to be haunted by that the rest of my life.
I'm going to tell you right now, Alus did everybody a favor because now that I'm looking back on it, that man had a knife to the blind girl's throat.
Yeah.
And then
early on,
Alus shot both of them and said, Hunter taught you. You don't kill blind girls.
He's got a tendency to show up where he's not wanted, but kind of needed.
He's an Uber driver. He's just an Uber.
Yeah.
He's a Uber Eats delivering ass whoopings. That's
whether you want him or not.
Go ahead and mark the general off, but where would you rank him since you felt bad for him? I don't really care for him. I don't think
the general. He's been saved far more times.
Like against. Oh man,
he's got influence, but it's political influence.
Actually, I gotta get to her now because she's next. Nihilo, bro. He was saved by the grace of God with her. Give me your rank on the general.
I would put the general at D.
And
he's got.
Hold on, Renkai Ryoreki Nihilo, which he plugged in. She is the controller of Mestalexel. So if you have any debates, she's the
No. I was just
long story short, Annihilation. And they literally say that. I think, isn't her name like the Annihilator?
Her name off of nihilism because it plays into character abilities. So what I was looking up is defining nihilism. And how they use this kind of to play into rejection of all religious and moral principles.
She gives no...
Yeah.
You already know what you say. Mestalexel is controlled by her. So I want to put both of them separate rankings because they're separate characters, but how powerful is Mestalexel without Nihilo?
Oh my goodness, without nothing.
Because she can do it without him.
It's the two-factor authentication of Mestalexel. It's the fact that you have the human and the robot. There is one thing keeping one thing alive, and vice versa, creating a singularity. It's the upgrade from the golem Shojiro fought. It's made by the they're made by the same scientists.
Yeah, they're made by the same scientists. But like my thing is like
one keeps the other alive in Mestalexil. There are multiple components keeping each other alive, which is what's going to create so much diversity in this conversation.
But I gotta say, I thought they were all dead from the non-swordsman in season 2, and I was like,
Nihilo getting her scene at the end of, was it season 1 when she was supposed to die, and it was sad.
It was no.
We're mad? Okay.
No, I was not mad at all, dude. Nihilo, I want to rank her so high because like she was just she was in prison. She is in prison.
Okay. Yeah.
She is stuck, and they're like, "Yo, we need her for this war."
Yeah.
And they went, she can't be trusted. And they're like, nah, bro.
But she's trusted by one.
Bro, they open that door. She walks by and they're like, we need you to
come out.
Wires. Just
tore
up
so
that
ironic.
prison.
It's yin yang. I think they need each other to exist. By the time Mestalexil is its character, you need the human and robotic life because one is repairing the other with the word arts, and one's repairing each other with the physical, the actual mechanic.
That's why I was like, dude, how did he just? You know what? It's anime. Mestalexil at.
Oh man, up there.
I'm gonna do. Yeah,
I give it at least a B.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I give it at least a B.
I'm gonna do B and then Nihilo A.
Yeah, I want to give Mestalexil a B, but I think that's mostly because I think there's gonna be a Shojiro Mestalexil fight.
But Mestalexil won't be able to fight without Nihilo.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That requirement is why you know.
It's up in the air. Yeah. Leave it in the comments. Kuze.
Okay.
I believe you might want to look it up. If I'm correct on the name, that should be the priest that's protecting Kuze, the passing disaster. He was the priest.
Okay.
When I said Kuze, I knew Kuze, and I said I think it's the priest.
Yeah.
So are we? I'm including Angel. I am calling him the Angel of Death.
Yes.
Two characters, but that's the spirit that protects him. It's kind of like a Gara situation.
Familiar, and it's OP.
He's going S immediately.
Oh,
if you think about hurting him, if you think about it,
the familiar
the spirit kills him.
The Angel of Death kills. Even mentioned that it was an accidental for some of the deaths.
The world word, and when they met together,
it's gonna be. There's no limits. There's no limits.
They were about to go at it right there in the jail. Hold up, sorry, the jail, bro.
I got you.
Oh my god,
I got you.
It was the world word and him.
Yep, and they still made it. Right?
I'm gonna go ahead and say the world word's S rank too. Just saying.
Okay.
S rank.
Yeah, easy.
World word.
Plus, it's unfair. It's unfair.
Next one on the list. He did die at this point. I'm sorry, it's your favorite character.
Oh.
He was excreting poison.
My boy.
He was excreting poison, trying to be secretive, and the Angel of Death said, we're talking about the Mandrake.
Oh, the Mandrake.
All right, we already.
Oh my goodness, the Mandrake.
By the way,
and he sat in the Mandrake.
By the way, hold on. His actual name is Umitaru Higuari.
I actually thought he had a chance sitting in a room with Shulk as well. Remember?
Wait, I'm really shocked because I have a discussion.
My soft spot, season 1. I thought I had picked my favorite character, and this is what we meant in the opening. You get attached. This is what we meant in the opening. And if it's not what we meant, it's what I meant. I had a favorite character.
You'd have thought he was Neville Longbottom from every time the Mandrake came on screen, he
was watch it, man. Comes at him with all the arms. All the intent.
Go ahead and rank him,
man.
Go ahead and rank him.
If
he was not going against the 2 S ranks of the series, trained himself to be protected,
as the Gladiator. This year we got Gladiator 2, so you know those mean something.
I'd put him at A. I'm going to put him at a low A just because he's not a soldier, but he is. Where would
Sojiro hit him?
No, but
Sojiro
would just turn him into another sword. Yeah. Bro, like, come on.
And when you've carried 58, 48 swords when you're carrying.
Him and Neat, they need to link up. But I will put him in an A.
Yeah.
Only because
I'll give him upper B too though. If you wanted to sit in the low A, I get it.
If the Angel of Death was not in the death,
you're kind of you've got a sensitivity.
Well, I mean, but
that's a critical hit.
If they wasn't around, his poison excretion, he would have killed everybody.
They would both fight with very minuscule weaponry. Not minion, but good fight. Now, the S characters are S for a reason. Would he stand a chance in this tournament now that we know what we know? Absolutely not. Soft spot or not, I 100% agree.
But I feel like if he did have a different opponent during that episode, he would have been the victor. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing this.
That's
why we're doing this.
That's why we do it.
Everybody died. Thanos would have already been kicked out.
Who do we got?
Sekaashi no Kia, season 2. That's that. We already said the world word, so we already got that S.
S is no joke with this girl. So do you remember the first opening scene with women down? Her name is Kaya. And this is our elf who is young. She doesn't understand the potential she has. An obvious S rank, in my opinion. Ask the tree to when the tree grows properly to set her down and then grows back up with no death.
Alright, let's just put it this way. She's Lelouch.
She's insane.
The Tsubasa.
Okay.
Seki no Tsubasa. S-E-K-K-I. No, Rigneji. That's who it is, Rigneji. It's the dragon, dude.
So this is the guy who loves the little blind girl.
The blind girl and the dragon. Yes,
his death was, oh no.
Rigneji is what the girl calls it. So we're going to talk about both of them here.
Well, the blind girl, she's trying to be up there in politics, but I don't know if she's up there in power.
She's D.
She's
deep. I have affection for her because she's blind.
She's
a D rank character. She's a must protect character. She's D. Rigneji, he had some feats, man.
I mean, he was technically a general
he was working with the general.
I mean, he also had word arts, right?
He
had more than just his normal power.
Use word arts.
But he also. There's only 2 characters of that type in the whole show that can speak. Mm-hmm. Just not in world arts, but just like English, Japanese, whatever. Yeah, he could communicate.
And that's the reason he hung out with the blind girls, because she didn't know.
Well, they survived that tragedy together.
They did, but she never touched him, so she never knew.
She thought he was a person.
She thought he was a regular person, and he was like,
no. And he was everyone's guardian.
And I do love the fact that he did allow her to touch him and dry his tears as she was dying.
Right.
I was like,
which was Alus. Another one of those drive-bys.
No, he did the drive-by on the general, came through his heart. Her actual guardian came in.
Yes, the adopted mother.
The guards killed him.
Well,
he was framed for it because Alus did his drive-by, the general was dead, and the blind girl was dying.
Because she couldn't see it.
Yeah, she couldn't see it.
As a must-protect character,
but she knew. She was studying Braille. She could feel everything.
To the extent that she was B. I'll give him a B.
A
solid B. I mean, he was a leader of the military.
Alus is C, remember that. But do you think Rigneji has more power than him?
Man, if it had been a fair fight, see, that's rough. That makes me want to switch the 2. We do bias Alus star.
And the only reason I would agree with that.
I want to call him Anus, the Star Runner.
How about we put them both at C? I'll put Rigneji at the back because
like a minus or a plus, like a B plus.
Because the first time when I said that when you were hyping up Alus and we were like, dude,
I would never.
No, I was. I'll say it. The Star Runner, bro, when he was zipping through and hitting all the wyverns, that's what he is, a wyvern.
That's what the word.
It says dragon on the wiki, but
it's a wyvern.
Anime. Alright, Alus zipped through and busted all of Rigneji's. Rigneji had no army after Alus.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I would put Alus above Rigneji.
He wasn't starving his team, but I remember he had to have this disciplinary issue with his team about humans and what they could eat and what they were allowed to do. Of course. The Star Runner's freedom. He had this ability to do whatever he wanted that was much more freeing, and I feel like that helped him with his position.
I skipped his name on here. Dakai the Magpie.
Dakai the Magpie, the heat sensor himself.
The bandit that doesn't want to be. He was so cold.
What was up with that? Don't call me a swordsman, but he will take her head off with his sword.
That's why I was so surprised when he just got bust.
He
killed himself, which is like
counter. Yeah, with Sojiro, right?
Him and Sojiro, yes. And Sojiro just moved one spot. Own sword just slices straight through it, bro. It was so cold.
I'm watching.
The Kai the Magpie, bro, he was one of my favorites. He just duped
all five of them. Live, and then they said sword.
And you do know what he was talking about with the heat sensor himself. It is also a form of clairvoyance. That's why Sojiro and him clairvoyance radiation. That's what he does.
Pretty much,
He micro radiates and he can sense heat signatures.
Yep.
It's a form of clairvoyance. He cannot see around corners, but he can sense heat.
Almost through it. It's not a wall hack entirely.
I had to explain that because I feel like the reason Sojiro was able to beat him is just because Sojiro is so calm, cool, collected. There was no heat signature.
And I feel like this closeness had something to do with it.
When it came to moving,
that's why I didn't have to close a gap.
He couldn't sense the distance.
Sojiro
was just like...
It was almost like a quick draw from the Old West.
Sojiro didn't even care. Sojiro, he came to protect. And Magpie was there to kill her. And he went, "What's up?" He said, "I'm just here to protect her." And he went, "Well, I guess I gotta get you." And he went,
"No, try."
She tells me to kill you. I'm gonna kill you. That's last one for the day. We're gonna end it at season 1 because it's gonna feed right into season 2. We'll get into that on the next episode of this Sound Slicer.
The Sound Slicer.
And the only reason I'm leaving him here is because season 2 leaves you with so many questions. So let's talk about the not so teleporting but fast as hell undead spearman that just happens to never die because he's undead. How do you kill him? Are we putting him in S rank?
He's going in S rank because he shows up to our Angel
But he could. Sojiro stopped him 3 times. I don't know if it was that season 2 in the beginning. No,
see, we're trying not to catching bullets out of the air. I mean, you find out later. It's all coming up. They try to serve him up as this mild dish.
Yeah,
right?
You didn't think it was gonna be much. You didn't think it was. I didn't think it was because you got him introduced at the same time as the Mandrake.
Yeah, the Mandrake is almost the appetizer to Shulk. And you don't realize that until you find out the Sound Slicer.
It's gonna be in episode 2 of this, but I gotta say it now. Are these the bones you saw?
Well, know what happened 20 years ago. That's all I'm saying. Every question with Shulk comes with a question. There's never an answer.
Anytime he is on screen, something is about to have a backlash. I don't know if he has like a form of like memorabilia.
Well, he's got something where he doesn't remember something.
But everyone around him has a backflash when he's around.
And he's wondering if the reason he can't remember is because he's dead. So, I mean, even in the dramatic irony sense, we don't know.
But he's a beast!
The man is a walking cliffhanger. He is the cliffhanger. I mean, if there is an anime,
there, bro. Like,
I want to know.
It's so fascinating, but you don't know what's about to happen.
And I want to know what he doesn't know.
Somebody does.
Oh man, I don't even know if the writer knows at this point.
Dude, wouldn't it be crazy? Like, I mean, I get it. Everyone has a creator, but if he's dead and he came back, does that mean there's somebody out there with necromancy that we haven't met?
I'm just saying.
Dude, necromancers in general is my go-to.
Oh, always. Not just creative.
If he has a creator,
he's gonna. I mean, there's gotta be a reason he died.
If he is the new demon lord and he's the
or
big
what if he
boss.
was the original is his own question. That's season 2, spoiler alert.
But see, they're
his own question.
But the whole point of this battle royale is to find the one who killed the demon lord.
Well, and to replace the demon lord.
So what if he's the reincarnation of the demon lord? And he's just like, bro.
That's what I'm saying. What happens if that was him who died? But I'm still wondering if
we'll definitely run it into season 2. Just because I gotta say it, man, we were talking about it. There is a real quick clip of the original team that went against the Disney team. Yes, there's a lot of debates and controversies about
the first party.
We will talk about the first party in season 2 because that's when it was introduced. I will say the spearman in the first original party was a girl and she was my height. definitely not Shock the Sound Slicer.
You're sparing me!
It could be Shock, but I don't. If they're going off the Spearman and you look at the original
it was
party,
tragic.
Yeah,
it was tragic. It was a sad scene.
They're
awful.
Their body parts don't line up. I'm gonna put it that way. Combination, reincarnation, necromancer,
So he's
kind of Shock, just a jumbled up bones of all the first party.
You just blew my mind.
And that's why he can't remember who he is. And catch y'all. We love you. Like, share, subscribe.